Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. My name's Heather. I am an intuitive counselor, author, artist, animal communicator, and energy healer, and I'm on a mission to empower and embolden others to connect with their divine radiant light and honor the sacred connection with all life. One of the ways that I do that is with a monthly energy forecast, and I'm so very excited to tell you that we're going to continue that through 2024. So that will be, I think, the third year that we're doing monthly energy forecasts, and I get great feedback from you for that. Thank you so much for being engaged and for showing up for these forecasts. So as we are moving into 2024, particularly for kind of the next 3 years, 2024, 25, 26, we are entering what I've been told by my guides is a threshold of transformation. So what does that even mean? Like, we've had enough. We've transformed enough. It is kind of where the rubber meets the road, where we're going to see more and more things come into our awareness for us to heal, resolve, and transmute, alchemize, whatever fun new agey kind of word you want to use for it. We're seeing some shit come up that is for us to deal with. And it's going to come in micro doses of a sort, in little ways, like all throughout the day for us. But it is up to us and our awareness and our presence what we can shift for ourselves. So having that level of mindfulness is very crucial as we go forward. So I want to read a little bit of the channeled message that came through, and then I'll come back and unpack. I mean, I'm not going anywhere, but then we'll unpack a little bit of it and extend it out a little bit more. But the message was, dearest beings of light. That's you. Congratulations. What inspires you? What pushes you to expand and move forward? If you need to pause to find the answer to that, you may be missing a crucial piece of alignment. Are you living outside of your heart? This is a time of active, kinetic movement upon your passions. Seek the highest expression of your joy in each moment. Inspiration is not something that settles upon you or happens to find you like a weather front drifting from one location to the next. It is something that you excavate from within, carving out from the depths of your soul. Many of you may think inspiration must be big, bold, and showy. We would say to you that often it has that appearance, but the spark of true inspiration about which we speak is much smaller. It is the quickest catch of your pulse, the smallest fragment of an idea, the subtle whisper of a voice from deep within you beckoning you forward. Come and dream, come and play, come and live. Paint with bold strokes and let your inspiration light a path in the hearts of others. So that's the channeled message, and if you are new here and you don't know what exactly that is or who I'm channeling, I work with a group of multidimensional beings who are in the spirit realm, the angelic realm, and typically seventh and ninth dimensions. It's quite a big team and it varies from time to time who exactly is there. But that is their message for the month of January. And the word or theme for the month is inspiration. So that's kind of what they were talking about, where we tend to think that inspiration is something that descends upon us, or maybe we'll find it like it's the lost change under the couch cushions, when really we excavate it from within, and we find inspiration and align with inspiration when we are in our authentic selves. So we're in kind of our home frequency, if you will. So what they said there about painting with bold strokes, I can illustrate that a bit. There's a type of paint that I use when I'm doing physical art that is called interference paint. And it has that name because of the property of light interference, which is when light comes in and it meets a boundary of two substances of different dimensions, or different densities, actually. We'll get to dimensions in a minute. It meets something with two different weights, two different densities. The light refracts or reflects. So if you think of like oil sitting on top of water. Those are two different densities, and you get that kind of prismatic rainbow glossiness. So why does that have anything to do with this message? As we're moving into January 2024, light interference is playing into this inspiration game or this inspiration theme, because we have increased the frequency of our planet. We have increased the frequency of ourselves so that more light can come in, more frequency can come in. And when it does, if you picture kind of being in a room with mirrors all around, like a hall of mirrors, but then there's also a disco ball spinning around. So there's all these reflections and refractions of light, because the frequency and the light that is coming in is meeting that boundary between the third dimension and the fifth dimension. So I think for a while, those of us who were talking about ascension and 5D, we thought, oh, we're just going to slide and glide right into it. Like, oh, it's going to be like an escalator. It just moves us up effortlessly. The reality of it is we still have so much third dimensional energy that fifth dimension isn't just overlaying things. It isn't just sitting nicely upon it. It isn't exactly like that oil sitting on top of water where you have the pretty rainbow, glistening goodness. It is these different choice points and these different boundaries of 3D, 5D, where things refract and reflect. And so if we expand that out a bit to say that when something is refracting, maybe it's bouncing back because it didn't feel authentic. When it's reflecting, it's authentic. So in every moment as we go through our day in January, what the team of guides are suggesting is that we look at that. Am I refracting or am I reflecting? And diving deeper into the word inspiration, thinking about things that are in spirit with you, what aligns with your soul, but also taking that word and breaking it down to inspire. Spire is to breathe. So what are you breathing in? What are you breathing out? And is that aligned with your spirit? So they gave kind of a little exercise that you can do as you go through the month and find yourself thinking, oh yeah, Heather said I should kind of be mindful about what I'm breathing in and what I'm breathing out. And I don't really know. Look for those moments that catch your breath. We all have them. Sometimes it is that feeling of inspiration where it's like that. Sometimes it's a feeling of anxiety where it jolts you, catches your breath. Look for your breath when your breathing shifts in that way. And then ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling? What words is my mind trying to assign to that feeling? Because that's one of those boundaries of the two different densities. We are in a time period where we're stretching between third dimension, fifth dimension, and we're trying to apply third dimensional concepts and language to things that are not third dimensional. So it feels like it doesn't fit and it gets a little sticky. But thinking it through for yourself can help you notice where, oh, maybe that isn't even something I need to define. I just need to feel it instead. So what emotion do I feel? What words is my brain trying to assign to it? Where do I feel it in my body? Because that's a very good mindfulness practice that a lot of us should be using, especially as we are moving through these shifting frequencies and densities. And then the fourth piece is it even mine? Because so many of us are increasing our awareness of the energy around us. Sometimes we're picking up on things that aren't ours, but we don't know that because we can't really make that distinction because we don't have the daily practice to sit with something, pull it down, do this little dissection of it. So something catches your breath or you notice something different in your world. What emotion is it? What words am I trying to assign to it? Where do I feel it in my body and is it mine? Those are the steps that they're advising that we go through. So the next part of the forecast is the art that came through. So again, if you're new here, I channel frequency art. So this particular, these geometric shapes and these colors and these patterns all contain frequency. They're embedded in this piece. So what we're looking at here is the frequency of inspiration as it applies right now to this point in time. And you can see here there is that nice flame color, or those flames at the top. There is the beautiful pinks, which are very typically heart-centered energy, but it's very palpable and it is almost pulsing out to the sides there. There's a lot of other stuff in here. I like to hear what you all see in the art as well, so let me know in the comments. And the other thing that wanted to come through for this month's forecast for January 2024 was the energy of an animal. Sometimes we have that, sometimes we don't. We don't see it every month, but this one came front and center into my world in a physical way, and it's the energy of, very specifically, a murmuration of starlings. So if you don't know what that is, I'm going to drop a couple video examples in here for you. It is this beautiful, somewhat geometric looking, absolutely stunning shift of patterns when starlings are in flight. So I was in my house a few days ago and heard all this chatter, just chatter of birds. And it was, I didn't have windows open. It was really, really, really loud. And I knew there were a lot of birds out there. And some people would be a little freaked out by that. I'm not. I love my bird friends. And I went outside and it was well over 1,000 birds in the trees just chattering. And it was all starlings. And then they did a smaller version of this, flying from tree to tree or from house to house in the neighborhood. And it was absolutely stunning. And the message that they brought through with that was, look for the patterns within ourselves, but also, because there was all that chatter, what stories are we telling ourselves? And again, looking at what words are we trying to apply to things that don't really need labels. So, and then another piece of that is your authentic voice. What is your voice in the crowd of many? So it was really cool to witness that, and just focusing on that energy. I think nothing happens by coincidence. So that's part of what wanted to come through for January as well. So that is what I have for the forecast for January. I did want to share with you also a blessing or a prayer that came through for my guides as we are walking across not just the threshold of transformation, but the threshold of one year to the next. Just wanted to share this with you in case it helps sit on your heart in a very light and empowering way for you. So here it is. In the new year, may we see new solutions with eyes and hearts softened and empowered by love and experience. May we deepen our understanding of self so that we strengthen the fabric of our shared existence. May we embrace what is new, alchemizing it with an infusion of our own light. May we seek to understand that in our resistance and rejection, we strengthen that which we push against. May we breathe deeply and be well, choosing both of these states with compassion, knowing that what we swipe away as discomfort will revisit us in a chronic way. May we fully experience more present moments. May we always see ourselves in the other and the other in ourselves, knowing that our triggers are our greatest lessons. And the more triggering, the more advanced the knowledge. May we fully inhabit ourselves, knowing that we need not have it all figured out, but instead trust and surrender to the wisdom of our hearts. May we love ourselves and others boldly and courageously, without judgment pointed within or without. May we remember, gathering the bits of ourselves that are most authentic. Not how others describe us, not the words we use to describe ourselves, but the echoes of our own souls, deep, meaningful, and wise. Know that and connect with that as the thread that is sewn throughout every day. May we grow, may we thrive, may we radiate. So I wish that for each of you watching here. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. And as I look forward to 2024, I'm very optimistic. I'm very hopeful. I want us all to continue to stay very grounded in our own sense of self, not be swayed and pulled by narratives or stories, but really grounding into our own innate knowledge and our own innate abilities. And I look forward to showing up in a lot of different ways through 2024. So if you aren't already connected with me here, if you want to subscribe, that would be great so you don't miss out on anything. And through my social accounts too, I'm going to be showing up in some different ways there. Not giving anything away, you'll have to tune in to see. But I really look forward to continuing our journey together in 2024. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, a wonderful new year, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.